In the middle of the vast Arizona desert, an experience I lived years ago still haunts me on the darkest nights. It was summer, and I decided to venture out on a backpacking trip alone through the arid desert lands. I was confident in my ability to navigate and survive, but I soon realized that this inhospitable place held secrets far darker than I had ever imagined. On the third day of my journey, I was walking through a narrow, rocky canyon. The sun was beating relentlessly, creating a mirage effect in the distance. My water bottles were running out fast and despair was beginning to take hold of me. That's when I saw him, a figure in the distance, standing in the shadows of the rocks. At first I thought it was a product of the heat and lack of water, but when I blinked, it was still there, staring at me. With my heart pounding, I decided to approach cautiously. As I approached, the figure became clearer. She was a woman, with long, dark hair that rippled lightly in the warm desert breeze. Her face was expressionless, her eyes empty, as if she were lost in some kind of trance. "Hello?" I murmured in a trembling voice. I didn't get a response. The woman just continued to stare at me, unblinking, as if she was looking inside for something. Not knowing what else to do, I decided to slowly walk away, hoping that it was just an illusion or someone who was also lost. But as I backed away, she began to follow me. No matter how far I went, he was always there, a couple of steps behind me, his piercing gaze fixed on my back. Night fell quickly and with it came an intense cold. I took refuge in a small natural cave that I found, trembling with fear and exhaustion. But even in the darkness of the cave, I felt his eyes on me, as if he was watching every move I made. I didn't dare to sleep, fearing what might happen if I closed my eyes. As dawn turned the horizon orange, I mustered up enough courage to step out of my makeshift shelter. To my relief, the woman was no longer there. I took a deep breath, feeling like I had escaped something inexplicably terrifying. The rest of my journey through the desert was marked by constant fear. Every shadow, every movement of the wind, made me turn sharply, hoping to see her again. But I never saw her. However, his cold, empty gaze stuck in my mind, stalking me in my dreams and in the quietest moments of my life. Although I try to convince myself that it was just a hallucination caused by heat and exhaustion, I know deep down that this woman was real. And although I managed to return to civilization, I know that there are things in this world, in the most remote and desolate, that escape our comprehension. Thank you for watching this video. Remember and dream about your innermost demons. Goodbye. In the middle of the vast Arizona desert, an experience I lived years ago still haunts me on the darkest nights. It was summer, and I decided to venture out on a backpacking trip alone through the arid desert lands. I was confident in my ability to navigate and survive, but I soon realized that this inhospitable place held secrets far darker than I had ever imagined. On the third day of my journey, I was walking through a narrow, rocky canyon.